And we're back with another quick slice. Got something we want to throw at you. We have a little PDF kind of freemium of sorts that we have on our podcast homepage, purposepropodcast.org. And we've got 5 tips, 5 ways businesses, parents, and ministries maximize their impact. And so we want to break those down for you real quick and give you the link to the download to where you can go through them. But we have found in our years of leading people and ourselves that these 5 strategic ways are probably the most impactful things you can do to really maximize your impact. So we'll jump into it. Number 1, study the unique thumbprint of who you are, whether it's you as a parent, whether it's you as a leader, you as a ministry. This is what you do to maximize your impact. You've got to be able to lean into your design, and I think most people lack a way to do that.
Yeah, you got to understand yourself, your motivators, the why you're doing what you're doing, and then how you want to live that out.
Yeah. So, obviously, if you're new to this, just jumping into this episode, that's what we do. It's what we help you do. We're not the only place you can do this, but
we're the best.
Yeah, we're kind of the best at this. So, purposepro.org, and you'll sign up for a workshop, but we'll dive into it. But the reason this is important is because most of us, the best in who we're wired to be, for most of us is dormant. And in order to figure out what is dormant and what you need to really start to bring to life, you have to really dissect the parts of who you are and find your themes, find your core strength, and look at it in light of the things that you want to do. And for some people, that takes decades, but when you work with us, it takes hours. So we highly encourage you to begin that process or continue that process if you're on it.
Yep. It works for you as an individual. It also works for unlocking the unique DNA of your team.
Yep.
So check it out. Checkpoint number 2, gain clarity on who you're influencing, and then come up with creative ways to engage that audience. I think it's Sun Tzu, right? Art of War.
Yep.
Know yourself.
Yep.
Know your market, and you'll make a lot of money.
Yeah, something like that. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, who are you solving? What is the problem that you're solving, and who are you solving it for?
Yeah.
You've really got to identify that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that was our trouble early on, is because you have a heart that says, man, I've got something here that can impact so many people. And for us, it was like teens. But you can't just create something that impacts every teen. Like, what are these teens going through? What are they struggling with? Who are they? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? Because even amongst a broad category like that, you have to be able to get clarity on who it is you want to begin influencing, right? You understand the passion of, man, but I want to do all these things and impact all these people. Cool. But you got to start somewhere, and you've got to be asking yourself how you can do it in a creative way that nobody else is doing it. And maybe you already have that in mind, but you should really take time to think this through. And we give you some practical tips in the download, so I want you to check that out.
Yeah, know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and who you're doing it for.
Yep.
And if it's not your thing, not your market, there's other people out there who you may be able to but we'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah. So number 3.
Yeah.
Third way you can maximize your impact, whether you're a leader, whether you're a parent, whether you're a ministry, it doesn't matter. The most successful people really know how to evaluate their strengths and weaknesses, and they do it often. Right. A lot of ways you can do that. Our favorite tool is the SWOT analysis. If you've never done one of those, you might have done one of those from a business setting, but it's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. You put them in 4 quadrants and then apply it to yourself. In light of where you want to go, what are your key strengths you need to lean on? What are the weaknesses that you probably need to delegate to get help in those areas? What are the biggest opportunities that you really need to focus on pursuing? And threats. What are the things that are threatening to just stop you dead in your tracks?
Yeah. Internal strengths and weaknesses. If you have taken the Myers-Briggs assessment, you can read those just on that 16 personality site. It's a great place to start. Our assessment will help you go deeper, faster, and then opportunities and threats, which are external things.
Yep.
People around you, situations, some things that you may or may not be able to control.
Yep.
So, cool. That takes us to checkpoint number 4. Point number 4, we need to build teams and systems that draw out the best in others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just me and doing this by myself, but if I really want to do something bigger than I could alone, I've got to surround myself with other people.
Right.
And we've talked a lot about building teams. In fact, in the Purpose Project, we'll help you identify a team to help bring your dream to life. But there's something that happens when, like, my strengths and weaknesses are different than yours, and you and I get together. We're able to, like, create a well-rounded, the best idea, and then we're actually able to implement it and bring it to life, right? Emergent holism.
Yeah. No, good. You just coined a new phrase or something?
No, that's real.
Is that a real
thing?
thing?
It's when the outcome is greater than the sum of the parts.
Oh, wow. Look at that. You just big brain today. Like it. Well, hey, listen, here's a practical way to think about this. I actually brought this up in a previous episode. If you're looking around, you're one of those leaders that looks around at your team and says, man, if only I had a better team, I could get so much done, right? First of all, that points back to you, right? Because you're the one that created the structure for your team to either thrive or die. And so as leaders, the best leaders are able to look at this and say, okay, this is my team with all their strengths and weaknesses and flaws. What do I need to do, or what can we do to draw out the best in each of them? What changes do I need to make? What changes do we need to make in our culture, our organization? And now that kind of thinking is going to set you on the right track. That's how you're gonna make the biggest impact.
Yeah, the goal is multiplication, right? Like,
absolutely.
Then as you go through those first 3 steps, even start to take your team through it.
Yeah. In the download, we talk about some more examples of what that looks like. But fifth and final point here, we look at ways to maximize your impact as a parent, a leader, somebody in ministry. Reach out beyond your walls to form partnerships. And that's easier for some, harder for others. I know for me personally, that's harder because deep down inside, I'm always thinking, but that's a lot of work. It's faster if I just do it myself. I have more control. I like my autonomy. But at the end of the day, I limit my impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think walls, by nature, like, they're stuck, fixed, and limiting, right? And so you're talking about breaking down walls and doing something much, much bigger. So
yeah. And so that's it. I mean, like, those are kind of our 5, quick ways, key ways to really maximize your impact. Again, go to the website, Purpose Pro Podcast. You'll see it right below the episode, that we have there. Get a free download, kind of go through it. If there's anything in there that really speaking to you, we'd love to talk to you more about it. And help you take the next steps in your journey. So,
well, download it, read it, apply it.
Yep.
And then if you need help, we'd love to come alongside you.
Absolutely. All right. See you guys in a week.